You're good to go, Josh.
Sweet. Well, welcome everybody to our Healthy Living event. We run this beautiful little event every Thursday night, Carol Turnbow and I. And thank you all for coming. For those of you that may not know me or meeting me for the first time, my name is Josh Duhon. I'm a qualifying national marketing director with the Juice Plus company. I've had that honor and privilege now for a few short years, really, but been a product of the product my whole life. A lot of you may know my Aunt Cheryl. I started taking Juice Plus capsules when I was about 10 years old and have grown up on Juice Plus food. And so for all of you who are joining us for the first time tonight, we've got a wonderful lineup of speakers this evening. I'm going to give you guys a brief bit of orientation on our company history and our product line, and then we're going to go to our guest speakers for the evening. So the Juice Plus company is not a new company. We're an old company at this point. We got started in the 70s. A guy by the name of Jay Martin launched our company. Fire alarms were the first product that we brought to market. A lot of success there in the 80s. We moved into air and water filtration systems, and that was about the time that my family got involved. Clean air, clean water made sense to us. We used those products and we really liked them, and we told others about them. And in a short period of time, built a very successful business. And then in the early 90s, Jay Martin moved us one more time into the field of health technology with these bad boys. And what I call these are really a juicing replacement. Fruits, vegetables, berries, a full spectrum omega in capsule form, but we're actually not a supplement. That's one of the first things I like to point out to people. The FDA gave us a nutrition facts label, nutrition facts labels being reserved for food. So we are truly food in a bottle. Basically, our company takes out all the water, sugar, and salt. We encapsulate the micronutrition, the enzymes, the antioxidants, and it's bioavailable and it goes straight in your bloodstream. And so for right around $3.50 a day, if you're on this core 4, give or take, you're going to get the equivalent of about 3 fresh pressed juices a day. So Juice Plus is fantastic in that it fills the gap between the food we eat every day and the food that our body really needs us to eat every day. And the fantastic thing about our product line at this point is it is backed up by more clinical research than anything else sitting on a shelf anywhere in the world. At this point, we've got now 43 published clinical trials. And this is gold standard research. It's blind, it's double-blinded, placebo research that shows that basically Juice Plus is food, it gets in the bloodstream, it reduces inflammation, and it increases all the markers of good health. So every Thursday night we meet like this. Every Thursday night we have a different group come on to share their experience with the product and with the business. And this week we have Amanda Wright and her team. Amanda Wright graduated from Duke University with a master's and in physical therapy, and found that our company really improved her and her family's health. And that kind of started the journey for her. So Amanda, I will turn it over to you. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your time with us.
You are welcome, Josh, and thanks for that introduction. And my team and I, we are really excited to be here tonight, and thanks for the honor and letting us share our stories. We are not professional storytellers, so we are just going to speak from the heart tonight. I have Kristy and Jen and Durban and Steph. We're all over the U.S., and we hope that you just find some inspiration in one of our stories. And we'll look forward to answering any questions at the end. So I'll share a little bit more than what Josh said, but I am a physical therapist, was a physical therapist. That's what I did for a living for many years, and love doing it. Love the idea of helping people with their health, getting more function. And I reached a point probably, right after I had kids. I have 2 boys who are 12 and 14. So I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. And right when they were about 3 and 5 years old, I reached a point with their health that I was really looking for some options. My 5-year-old had developed asthma, which meant that we were going in and out of the ER a lot. And I don't know if anyone else has a child with asthma or knows the asthma deal. I didn't, but it's a stressful one. And it's one where your kid, you never know when the asthma is going to come on. I started to recognize his triggers, but we would go in the ER, he would have nebulizer treatments, and then they send them home with steroids, which basically to a 5-year-old is like putting him on just a crazy kind of drug. He was he couldn't sleep with the steroids. And so I just was like, there's got to be a better way to help this little guy with his little body. He was in daycare. He was in sports, and I really just wanted an answer to help him get healthier. And then my 3-year-old, and again, I thought we were a healthy family. I thought we were doing all the right things. My 3-year-old had chronic ear infections. And again, I always say I knew all the magazines at the pediatrician's office. I knew what books were in which room. As if any mom has been like that, you're like, oh, I'm in the D room. I know which books are in there. So I knew the pediatricians too well. And again, why were my boys getting sick this early on? And so I happened to, a complete stranger introduced me to this idea of fruits and vegetables in a capsule form. I had actually been juicing for a long time. I started juicing when I was pregnant, or right after I had my oldest son, because I knew that nutrition was the answer to a lot of things. And so when they explained it to me, that this was like taking juice every day, the most nutritious fruits and vegetables possible in a capsule or a chewable form, the light bulb went off for me. I was like, I do this every day for me, or most days I juice. I couldn't get them to drink the juice very often. So it was a no-brainer. And so my husband and I signed up for the product, and we got the chewables for the boys for free, which is an amazing part of our company, is that we offer the product for free for kids for up to 4 years. And we all got started. And I really didn't have any big expectations. I thought, great, we're going to get more nutrition into our body. But I will tell you, 3 months later, 6 months later, 9 months later, a year later, I would start looking back, and we were going to the doctors less and less. Jake would get fewer colds, which was really a trigger for him, which meant less treatment. And I just really started to put it together that it was starting this quality nutrition in his body, was just helping his body fight off all these things that were going on in school, and his immune system was just being supported. So I can't say enough great things about the product. As a physical therapist, the research spoke to me. As a mom, the quality and the nutrition in the product spoke to me. You know, what mom doesn't want their kid to get an extra 30 fruits and vegetables a day? And so I signed up for the business literally just to get a discount. And once I started taking the product and noticing changes, I went to a conference, which our company offers. And I saw people at the conference that were doing this for a living. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can make money doing this? Like, this is a real thing. And at the same time, I was also getting burnt out in healthcare. So the business kind of came in a really great point for me. I was at a point where I was going into work and counting down the hours of the day until I could get back home. Flexibility has always been super important to me. So I started the business, sharing it with my friends and family, and it certainly has grown from there. So I've been part of the Juice Plus company now for almost 9 years. I reached the top position 4 years ago. It's called National Marketing Director. What that means is I have a full benefits package for my family. I replace my physical therapy income. I get to work, you guys, whenever I want. I was just stuck on a tropical island of Roatan for 3 extra days, and I didn't have to call a boss. I didn't have to take any time off work. My paycheck won't drop. You know, these are the kinds of things that are priceless to me. And I think, you know, I love healthcare workers. They're amazing. I'm just glad I'm not part of the system anymore and can really focus on wellness and helping people get well. And so that's really what this opportunity has given me. It's given me, it's given me a doorway to improve my family's health, and it's given me a doorway to improve our financial options. You know, I'm starting to dream again, coming out of just the hard days of parenting. What do I want to do when my kids are in college? Do I want to, rent out my house and go live in Portugal for 4 months? Heck yes, I do. And we're in Portugal. We're in 29 countries, right? And so having a mobile business is just one of those things that I think makes total sense. Not everyone has the dream like I did, that I do, to be able to live on this full-time income. But I'm certainly glad that I took a look and was open. So if you're on this call, I'm just thankful that you're taking a look and knowing what your options are. I think that's so smart. So I'm going to pass it on to my friend Kristy. Kristy's in New Jersey, and Kristy, if you'll share your story, that would be fabulous.
Yes, thank you. So I am Kristy Bara Novskis. I am a mama of 2 daughters. I have a 23-year-old and an 8-year-old. And I currently am a kitchen confidence coach, which means I get to help women in the kitchen simplify their routines and their meals so they have less stress and overwhelm in the kitchen, which is huge for moms. And in August, it will actually be 3 years since I left my corporate career of being a child care director for 15 plus years. And at the time when I left 3 years ago, I was, like Amanda said, I was burnt out, but on the education side of it, I was completely burnt out, but I was also riddled with guilt because my family was waiting for me to come home while I took care of so many other families during the day. And so I actually made the decision to come home and to be at home. And my interest in health and wellness actually started when I was at the age of 30. I found myself about 60 pounds overweight, and I wanted to not only feel better myself, but also be a better role model for my oldest daughter, who was 5 at the time. And so, as I was recovering from my emotional eating patterns, I began to learn and become curious about food and how it affects the body. And I found myself just learning so much about the food, and then eventually enrolling in IIN, which, if you don't know, is the Institute of Integrative Nutrition in New York City. And I studied while commuting to my childcare position because it was an online course and I did not have time outside of that 50 hours to do anything else. So I used that time to study. And that really prompted me to want to help moms in a different way than the childcare field, but just help them in a way to be able to eat better, make better choices for their family, and just feel healthier. Um, and so I kind of stumbled upon Juice Plus by accident. I had no idea what it was. And Allison Fitzpatrick is on the call. I started following her on Instagram, and because she was posting these amazing pictures of food and salads, and just I was intrigued because I love food, and so I started following her. And I too, though, was having salad parties, but as a way to start my coaching business, but also as a way to just build my name in the community. And so when Allison saw my salad party post, she reached out to me and she asked me if I was a Juice Plus partner. I had no idea what that was. And so then we started messaging back and forth, and it became so clear to me after her talking to me about the company and the products that this just aligned with my business. And my brand is called Clean Eating with Kristy. And my mission is to help moms feed their families better and to make healthier choices. And so it just kind of like went hand in hand. And actually yesterday was my Juice Plus anniversary. Thank you. So 2 years, and I signed up with the business and the products at the same time. I had never used the products before, but I had seen what Allison posted and had done my research and was like, we're just going to do this. And so for the past 2 years, my family and myself have been taking the products. My daughter takes the capsules, we call them gummies, the chewables, and then I take the capsules, as well as I have the Tower Garden, which I use at my salad parties now. So that has become a permanent fixture in my house as well. But I have to say, for the last 2 years, looking back, this has been the healthiest 2 years of my family. And really just, I can attribute it to the products that we're taking. And then for myself, like, and we do eat healthy too, but just even the colds are less, right? Like even just those little things. And for myself, I get a lot of questions, like as far as like moms and women, and just even for myself, my nails and my hair are stronger. And I've gotten new hair growth, which as I'm approaching 49, I'll take because, you want all of that. But just those things, I think even those small things are just outside of all the other things that we talk about. So, so that's just something that I've noticed as well personally. And one of the things that I love about the business is I just love how I can embrace Juice Plus, and it goes right alongside in my coaching business. I get to show moms how easy it is to feed families healthier, and they don't have to do it necessarily with a fork and knife and cutting up their vegetables at the table. And then I regularly still host salad parties. In fact, the moms ask me, and the husbands have been known to steal the jars from their wives and sit and eat them. And so now I have that community base as well. In addition to, I'm building my team, and Kelly is on here tonight, and it's just been so fun to really just have like-minded women in my community and watch my community grow, which is really so cool, from starting with nothing to moving up to just having everybody together. And so one of the things that Juice Plus has allowed me to do with the extra income each month is I've been able to provide my youngest, who's 8, with some art classes. So she loves art. I have started, Amanda, we are not traveling quite like you yet, but started a travel savings account for our family, and hopefully we're doing that soon. And then this summer I've decided that this office space behind me, I'm going to use some of my my Juice Plus money to do some redecorating and to make it just personalize it and into kind of the office that I dream of. So Juice Plus is added to my family's overall health, but it's really been a big piece of my coaching business. And I am just so thrilled that I get to impact moms and just show them how to lead their families and make better, healthier choices for them. So thank you.
Thanks, Kristy. Love your story. I'm going to pass it on to Durban.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kristy. It's so nice to meet you. And Amanda, always so good to see you. My story is kind of at its beginning, honestly. I am from here in Denver, right down the street, honestly, from Amanda. I started on Juice Plus in 2017 when my son was about a year old, and he'd been going to daycare for about 6 months at that point, and was coming home with a cold every single day. And our family it was actually about a year and a half, because we'd been sick for about a year straight, and I was exhausted. And so I just posted one day on Facebook something like, I'm so sick of being sick from daycare. Does anybody have any suggestions? And I had a friend that said, have you tried Juice Plus? And I was like, no, sign me up. I'll sign it. I need it. And so we all took it for about a year. Didn't have any colds anymore. I loved the products, but I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. My friend who'd gotten me onto it, wasn't engaging me very much, which was not her fault, but I also wasn't very consistent with taking the product as kind of the shipments kept coming. So fell off the wagon, but I always knew I loved it. And it's funny because I missed it a lot, actually, when I stopped taking it. But that was, let's say I went off in 2018, and then a couple years passed, and then the pandemic hit. And I remember thinking about Juice Plus a lot during the pandemic, being like, when I run into somebody who sells Juice Plus, like I not only need to get my whole family back on board, but I would love to sell it myself, because it's such a great product and it's an easy way to get great nutrition. And then sure enough, serendipitously, I ran into Amanda actually at a local farmers market kind of fair that she had popped up a table at. And so Amanda and I met, and I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I actually love this product, and I am very eager to sign back up. And I actually, I don't know much about network marketing, but I'm really fascinated by the business model. So tell me about it and sign me up. So I signed up to take on the business. This is about a year ago now. And I've had a lot of fun with it. It's, I'm in sales. I have a full-time job. I manage a team. We work in educational travel. And so I'm just a natural salesperson, but I'm also just a natural promoter of things I love. And I know that about myself. And So that was really why I wanted to sign up. I knew that I would be promoting this to at least my mom and my sister and my dad, but also all of my friends. So Amanda got me signed up, and initially my goal was just to kind of pay for my product. But then of course, I've learned so much more about it. I've learned about how good it makes me feel. We take the shakes now. I was telling Amanda this morning, that's one of the biggest surprises I've had, is how much I love them. I kind of live a little bit of an intermittent fasting lifestyle, and I always break my fast with one of the shakes. But my kids drink them every single day, and it makes me so proud to know that my kids, I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old boy, they eat the gummies and they drink the shakes every morning. I just love that they are getting this nutrition. I feel like it's microdosing fruits and vegetables into the system. It's, cellular regeneration. It's making us healthier from the inside out. So that's something that I'm really passionate about. The other thing I just wanted to mention on here, my husband is a big, he's a hustler. There's no better way to put it, but he loves to think about kind of side hustles and different ways to invest and different ways to put our money to work for us. And when I met Amanda, I was really inspired by the idea of having kind of my own side hustle and my own second stream of income. And that's something that I'm really energized by. I really love being able to see that paycheck grow and again, see my friends kind of adopt a product that I also love and tell me that their kids are getting sick less, and that, they love taking their product and they're consistent with it, and they're reading the research studies that I show them. So I'd say that's a huge thing. One of my goals moving forward is to start making enough that I can kind of up my philanthropic giving. I really love to give. There's an organization here called We Don't Waste that I love. It's a literal food, don't waste food organization that saves food from restaurants and other organizations and grocery stores that would be otherwise thrown out. But based on circumstances in our life, my husband leaving his corporate job, we don't have as much extra money. So that is something that I want to kind of put this stream of income towards right away. It's just upping kind of our giving side of things. I think that's all. I guess the last thing is just, I love this community. It's been really amazing to meet Amanda and Cheryl, and Becky's on here, and I saw Kimberly. We got to go to the conference together a few months back. So it's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate all of you. So nice to see you here tonight.
Yay, thanks, Durban. Giving you a high five from down the street. All right, let's move on to Steph Stephanie Boccabella. She's in Texas. So Steph, loving to hear your story.
All right, thanks guys. Thanks for letting me speak tonight. My name is Stephanie Boccabella. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm a single mom of a 5-year-old. I also have 3 large dogs, a cat, and 6 chickens. So I was like, definitely need an extra way to make some income to take care of all those animals, right? But in the first place, I started following Allison Fitzpatrick because I was in network marketing and I was looking for people. So I started following this person who's posting these beautiful plates, like Kristy was saying, and she's just like, she just has something that you're like, I want that, and you're like, not sure what it is. So you just keep watching. And then she started talking about this mindset course. And at that time, I really needed that. And so I took it, and it was exactly what I needed. And I was in the middle of working for this other company, but I was getting my personal training certification. And I was like, I want something for my clients, because at this point, I felt like I was drinking my food. I just kept drinking my food, drink my food. My kid was drinking snacks. I was like, I want to eat these plates that Allison's making, right? I need these recipes. But so I took this course, and then I was like, Juice Plus, it's an easy way for all of my clients to get nutrition. I just wrote my programming for my clients, and it's a requirement for them. You have to take Juice Plus if you want to train with me. Like, sorry, if you don't take it, you can't do it, right? But sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Studying personal training. So basically, I wanted something that wasn't a supplement, and I wasn't taking an omega. I just didn't feel good either. I didn't feel like I was getting the nutrition. So I went ahead and signed on, and I signed on as a partner as well. And I did my first clean 10, and I felt like crap on day 3 and 4. Today is day 3 and 4 of our clean 10. And I actually, because I eat so much cleaner now, I don't feel anywhere near like I did the first day that I did our clean 10, which is a program that we do. But it's just, I mean, it's an amazing product, and my kid takes them. He makes sure to tell everybody that it will help you use the restroom efficiently every day, you know. So he's a little marketing person himself. But I really wanted to work on the prevention side. My mom had health issues. My family, I have an aunt struggling, going through breast cancer right now. Cancer does run in our family. So just a way that we can get extra antioxidants in, and just, you know, so just fight the world and all the fast food and everything that's just like in our face and just trying to kill us, you know. So if there's something that we can take that helps keep us healthy, and helps get better nutrition in, like, why not? My goal is to hit SC. I'm a QSC right now. I'm very close, and I just need to focus. I know that it's me. I'm in my way. So, but you know, I'm excited to be here, and I hope that sounds like I am. But you know, and the extra income, it really helps right now, just with gas, right? You know, it's like gas is crazy. So if I can get any little extra income to get into that tank of my Suburban, that would be amazing. But you know, so, but I just love it. And I think that everybody should be on it, and I will tell you about it. And I'm not worried about telling you about it.
Love that stuff. I love your story. And I think it's so powerful. And I'm so glad little Woodrow is a Juice Plus distributor in training, right? At 5 years old. So that's, you know, I'm going to move on to Jen in just a minute, but I love that kids can be involved in our business. I mean, it's just amazing. They're watching us, they're looking, they're seeing what we're sharing. My 14-year-old can explain the Tower Garden up and down and inside out. So that's really makes me proud as a mom. All right, we're going to wrap it up with Jen Wentworth. Jen, if you'll share your story, that would be great.
Sure. Thanks, Amanda. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Wentworth. I'm a mom of two. I have a 17-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. I have been married to my husband, Brian, for 19 years, and I am a pediatric physical therapist. I work in a school system in Rhode Island. Amanda and I actually went to PT school together, which is really cool. And my story really begins when I was a kid. I was one of those kids who had ear infection after ear infection, seasonal allergies. I was on medication, antibiotics easily 6 times a year, and it followed me into adulthood. I used to go to BJ's, which is kind of like a Costco. I don't know if you have that everywhere, but I used to go there and just buy big things of Zyrtec and Claritin and Allegra because I needed it to get through the allergy season every year. It was really awful. And about 18 years ago, when I got pregnant with my daughter, I said, this just needs to stop. You know, I actually have a significant hearing loss in my left ear from all of my chronic ear infections as a kid. I felt like I was on a fast track to really losing my hearing. I didn't want my kids to be following in my footsteps at all. And I really was just sick of being sick at that point in my life. So I started making changes. I really changed my diet around, and I saw immediate benefits. I just felt better. I was not getting as sick as often, but I still was getting sick. But I saw that power of food and what it had and what it had on my system. And I knew as a PT, like, you're always drilled at school, like everything you do must be research-based, right? And I knew there wasn't great research out there on multivitamins actually being absorbed or doing much benefit to the body. So I knew I really wanted something that I took every day to be made out of food. So reached out to Amanda. I'm like, tell me more about Juice Plus. It like checked the box for me, and I put my whole family on it. And immediately we saw changes. And much like Kristy was saying, like, my nails were growing like crazy. My hair was better. My skin was brighter. I had so much better energy, like my exercise recovery, like all these little pieces, like over time, just started getting better and better. But what really surprised me was about 7 months into when I first started the product, it was allergy season in Rhode Island, which was spring allergy season. And normally I'm gearing up, I'm getting ready to, you know, have the allergies kick in and then end up with a sinus infection or an ear infection. And it didn't happen. I made it through that allergy season with a 5-pack of Claritin. Now, if you're an allergy sufferer, you know you don't make it through allergy seasons on a 5-pack of Claritin. And I made it through with that, and no ear infection, no sinus infection. And I was like, oh my God, this is like really, really helping me. It's really kicking down my inflammation. And it was just like a huge aha moment for me. Thanks, Amanda. So, I'm really grateful at this point now to say, like, my kids have not followed in my footsteps. Thank goodness. I actually haven't taken any allergy medications now in 5 years. Since that 5-pack of Claritin, I haven't had to take any allergy medications. And I've actually made a world record for myself. I've only been on antibiotics once now in the last 6 years. So to say that it hasn't been like hugely impactful for my system, I mean, it's just been absolutely amazing. It's just been life-changing for me and for my family. But to switch to the business a little bit, it's absolutely kind of a different story for me. I mean, I'm a PT. I knew what I knew, right? I had to work more hours to make more money. And at the time that I started the product in the business, I was working a lot of per diem. I was working summer program at school because I wanted to make more money, pay off some debt, just have, extra funds for travel, things like that. And I really resented it. My kids were young at that time, and I just didn't want to do it. It took me away from them, and I really hated it. But I started the business, like Amanda said, because I wanted a discount on my products, and I wanted my parents to be on it, I wanted my brother to be on it, things like that. But I didn't understand the model, and I didn't understand like how it all worked. So it was kind of like a weird, like, alignment of the stars or the planets or whatever. I don't know the correct expression, but I actually had that experience where my allergy season was really, really good at the same time that I attended a live event. And just going to that event and hearing the stories of everyone and how people were, had all this wealth. People had been changing their own health, and people have been changing the health of others. It just kind of like was a light bulb moment for me. And I was like, wow, I need to start sharing this because I just had a really awesome experience for myself. And I just never understood it all and how it worked. And that was like that light bulb of like, yeah, you need to start sharing this, treating this like a business and letting it grow, because this is really a way that you can reach a lot of people and really help them and kind of break that cycle of having to, trade my hours for dollars kind of a thing. So I started sharing more, really fell in love with the business model. Like Kristy was saying, I absolutely love the community. Everyone in the community here, it's like, they're so kind, they're generous, they're caring. It's just really like, I didn't know I needed it until I had it, kind of a thing. And it's just been really, really great. And again, like Kristy, my team locally does a lot of meal prep parties as well. And it's been really fun to like have that community of people just come over and, talk about successes and support healthy changes and things like that. So that's been really super. But really the best part is I haven't had to work ESY, which is extended school year. I haven't had to do per diem in 5 years. So it gave me that time back with my family, which was just huge. We've been traveling more. We've had extra money to just do fun things, which is really just incredible. So I'm really grateful for all that the product and the business has given me and my family over the years. And thank you so much for given me the opportunity to share my story tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yay. Well, a big thank you to all the speakers, and thank you for listening so intently. And I think we just like to wrap up and just say, what if you added 30 more fruits and vegetables into your body every day? What would it do for you, right? And there's a cumulative effect over time. What would it do in 6 months, in 6 years? And in Cheryl's case, 30 years of this goodness going through your body, your kid's body. Could you break generational, health patterns in your family? So we love sharing the product. In the business, what would an extra $500 do? What would an extra $5,000 do for you? Would you pay for art classes? Would you give more? Would you say no to some things that you have to say yes to now, like Jen was able to do? So we love sharing these stories. And again, if you have any questions, obviously we can answer them on the side. And we wish you all a very healthy and happy rest of June and rest of the summer. So thanks, Carol.
Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for being here tonight and sharing your stories. We're here every Thursday night sharing our stories. We invite you to stay on. Cheryl Cortese will be having a training event immediately following this call. I'm going to end the recording here if you guys just want to hang out for a second.